Hello and welcome to this FPL Gameweek 32 free hit draft video with me, Holly Shand. I've got 8 players in my general squad that have a blank this week due to the FA Cup semi-finals. So as planned, my free hit is active. I'll be revealing my latest draft in this video. If you haven't done already, like the video, help this one get to 300 likes. Let's get into it. Starting off with the fixtures then, and one key one to pick out is Arsenal against Southampton, top v bottom in the Premier League table, and it is a no-brainer to go with 3 assets from Arsenal for this home game. In terms of looking at options, there's definitely a lot of routes to go for. I've picked out Ben White for my defender of choice though, because of his form and the potential for a clean sheet. He got an assist in the reverse fixture. He's actually got 6 goal involvements now this season, which is 3 more than any other Arsenal defender. And a lot of those involvements have come in the last 6 game weeks with 2 goals and 2 assists. Now, we did see a lot of rotation among Arsenal fullbacks in recent games, but that seems to have dried up now that Arsenal only have the Premier League to focus on, with White getting 90 minutes in each of the last 3 game weeks. So he is going to be in my free hit team. Sticking with Arsenal, and I couldn't not pick Gabriel Martinelli in here. He's a player I've wanted in my main squad for a while. It hasn't quite happened, but I really want Martinelli for this free hit team because he has attacking returns in 8 of the last 9 game weeks. He is the Arsenal midfielder who is in form right now. I don't think you can go without him. He's also the highest scoring Arsenal player in terms of FPL points in the last 6 game weeks. He's got to be in there. And I'm actually going to be taking a little bit of a risk by doubling up on the Arsenal attack with Gabriel Jesus, who could be a little bit of a differential still this week, particularly for those without the free hit. But he's got the form. In the last 3 game weeks, he's scored 4 goals, and in that time, he's been top for big chances with 6. The big risk here is minutes, because he hasn't looked like he's been capable of playing 90 minutes yet, but we're another week down the line, so hopefully that bodes well for his minutes on Friday against Southampton. But obviously with Nketiah back fit, Trossard in there as well, there is a chance that he could get an early substitution, but I'm prepared to take the risk given how heavily he's been involved in Arsenal's goals this season when he's been fit. Another fixture I've picked out is Liverpool's home game against Nottingham Forest. Forest actually won the reverse fixture earlier in the season 1-0, but I think given Liverpool's form right now and Forest struggling at the bottom of the Premier League table, it's going to be the home side that prosper here. And in terms of goal threat and assist threat and clean sheet threat, I think it's really wise to be tripled up on Liverpool assets for this game. Mo Salah has got to be a lock in our free hit squad. He's got 6 goal involvements in the last 5 game weeks at the time of recording, which puts him second among all players. This is before the game against Leeds United for Liverpool tonight, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in that one. But I think there is a lot of rotation that could happen among Liverpool's attack given the amount of players that are now fully fit, but I think that's only going to help Salah's output. We don't know whether he's still on pens, having missed 2 in the last few game weeks, but you know, he's still a very capable player of getting goals despite not being on penalties. And I'm actually looking to double up on Liverpool's defence with Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andrew Robertson, who, you know, by their own standards haven't had the best seasons, but you know, Trent has got 6 goal involvements so far this season, and he is, from an attacking perspective, looking like a really good option right now. Jurgen Klopp has tweaked his formation. We're seeing Trent getting far more regularly into the midfield, which is helping Salah and obviously helping Trent's output as well. It's a similar situation with Andrew Robertson as well, and we have to bear in mind that Nottingham Forest have failed to score in their last 2 Premier League games, which is a recurring theme which could happen again this weekend. Another team that I'm looking to triple up on given their form is Crystal Palace, who have looked like a completely different squad since Roy Hodgson has took over. They're playing that free-flowing football. They've won their last 3 games in the Premier League, and Eze is the one who is prone to getting the goals. He's got 3 goals and 1 assist in his last 3 games, and also encouragingly in that period he is 4th for shots on target with 6. So he seems like a lock in our teams. I'm also looking at getting Elise as well, who is dominating set pieces. He's 6th for key passes in the last 3 game weeks with 10. And he's been really prevalent in managing to get 3 assists in the game against Leeds United 2 weeks ago. He's having plenty of opportunities and he's a young player as well, so that always gives us hope that there's a higher ceiling that maybe he hasn't reached yet. I'm also looking at getting Mark Gay in my defence. I'm not sure whether I'm going to start him or not. I will obviously update you all with my free hit selection later in the week, but he stood out to me because Palace got their first clean sheet under Hodgson last time out. He also nabbed a bonus point in that game and he got a goal the game week previous. So he's a nice player at a nice price that we can get in as maybe the 3rd Palace player in our squads, maybe a bit of a utility player for our benches. Now, the other fixture that I really like is Aston Villa's trip to Brentford. On paper, the bookies don't really favour Aston Villa's chances in this game, but we have to bear in mind their form, which is absolutely sensational right now at both ends of the pitch. Ollie Watkins has to be a lock in our free hit squad. He's top for expected goals over the last 6 game weeks at 5.6. Obviously, top for goals as well with 6. He scored in the reverse fixture as well. I think Villa won that fixture 4-0. I'm also going to be picking Emi Martinez between the sticks because he's been absolutely sensational in this time, and over the last 6 game weeks only Watkins has more FPL points than Martinez, so that just shows you his form. And, you know, it is going to be difficult really pinpointing clean sheets. We don't want to waste an Arsenal spot or a Liverpool spot on a goalkeeper, quite frankly. But someone like Martinez has such a high ceiling that I think he's an easy pick for that 11th man in your squad. One fixture which is really, really difficult to call is Newcastle's home game against Spurs. And, you know, there is an opportunity on free hit to do something different with the forward line. But I think I need to stay loyal to Harry Kane because he is having his best ever season in FPL and there's no sign of that slowing down. Newcastle's defensive form has certainly waned in recent games, which gives us hope for Kane. He's 2nd for goals in the last 6 game weeks with 5. He also got a goal in the reverse fixture. When funds aren't in too high a demand on these free hit squads, I think you just pick Kane because you know what he's capable of doing. I am also going to go with a bit of a kind of controversial pick in terms of going with Kane. I'm also going to be picking Trippier as well. So obviously if Kane scores, Trippier isn't going to get the clean sheet. I'm not sure whether Trippier will make it into the 11 yet, but he's got 8 goal involvements this season. He's by far and away the best defender in the game. He's potentially going to break the record as the highest scoring defender in an FPL season ever. He's got 34 bonus points this season, which is just ridiculous. And he dominates set pieces. So, you know, Spurs have looked a little bit vulnerable defensively. So I'm kind of including Trippier in here, maybe more for his attacking potential than his clean sheet potential. With my team value waning at just around 102 million, it's not a stacked team here. I have got some compromises on my bench. I've gone with Iverson as my budget goalkeeper because he's only 3.8 million. I've also got Joe Willock at the moment in my midfield, but he's not going to make it into the starting 11. But I will update you all with my latest draft on Thursday. It should be my free hit selection by then. I'll be close to locking it in, but that's where I'm at the moment. If you've got any dilemmas on free hit or otherwise, do get in the comments. I try my best to answer all of your questions within 24 hours of the video going live. And if you haven't done so already, help me get this video to 300 likes. All the support you can provide on the channel is really, really appreciated. Good luck for FPL Game Week 32.